Hi there, my name is Jamil Dabir. This is the sixth dev log for Superstar Shooter 16. Basically just going to go through an overview here. I'm going to start this by checking on the last roadmap and how things have progressed. We're going to do some QA notes, go through those, go through some community feedback I've received over about the last month. We're going to look at the new roadmap. Then we're going to discuss plans going forward, and we'll finish off with some gameplay. I'm going to start doing gameplay at the end of these videos just because it makes things easier for editing. Okay, so in terms of our roadmap, a lot of it has been completed in the last month. So the enemy variants, difficulty balancing, score system balancing, I'm calling all of that done. We can return to it later if required, but I think it's good enough. The electric fence enemy haven't started, but I'm committed to doing that. More detailed instructions, same thing, haven't started with that. That's going to become a high priority real soon. Options menu cleanup is another one that's going to turn into a really high priority, and I'll talk about why that is in a moment. Fuji item, I did that a few weeks back, and it's done. I think it's cool. I made sound effects. It gives you extra points, increases your multiplier, gives you some shields, some health back. So it's a good one. Shows up later in the game, but I think it's cool, and it's exclusive for VCS. Fixing the graphics for the random item, I kind of started on. It's actually a little trickier than I was expecting. I'm going to move that one to a later task, and I'm going to have to really think about it because it's a bit beyond my abilities artistically. Low health, low shield indication. That would be that vignette post-processing effect just to make it really clear when you're low on life. Haven't started on it. It's an easy thing, but just have to do it. More sound effects variety. That's kind of like right at the bottom of the list. Might not even get done. Level lockout. I'll do that right at the end, but easy piece of cake type of thing. VCS port. Okay, so this is one of the big things that's happened. I got my dev kit. I started working with it. I figured out how to port to the machine. It's not on the store, obviously, but I'm quite confident the game will run fairly well on the VCS. I've seen it run on there, so yeah. Atari VCS leaderboards haven't started that. I think it's going to become important quite soon, so that's important. Another massive thing I've been working on is there's a trailer that's going to be produced, I believe, this week or next week with Kraz Productions. I'm not going to say it's releasing in the coming weeks, but it's being filmed in the coming weeks. So once he's done editing and all of that, I'm assuming it's going to release sometime in early August, but we'll get it out as soon as we can. That's for me personally. I'm super excited about that. So QA notes. So I've had a couple people join on for QA, and things are going super well. We have enough QA people. And I think QA will become, it's going to basically be opened up to everyone. I'm going to release a demo in the near future. That's one of the big things I'm going to talk about. And that'll give the entire community the chance to provide feedback, that type of thing. But from the Steam version, the QA notes I have received, we've got some pretty serious VSync issues. This isn't likely to actually affect the VCS, but it's really bad for other machines that are running the game on Steam. So it's not a burning urgent priority for me, but I think it's something I'm going to need to address, and the fix should be pretty straightforward. Options menu overall is kind of buggy. I've iterated on this menu multiple times. Just have to go give it another pass, give everything in there another test. That will be important. And there's concerns about frame rates when things are really busy. I'm not sure if this feedback was specific to the VCS or not, but I'm going to play some of the later levels on the VCS where things get really crazy and validate whether or not it can run. There's things I can do to improve frame rates. So I have a few tricks up my sleeve in few tricks in my back pocket if that becomes a problem. So that will be addressed. Overall, community feedback and questions. Could I do a free demo? And I had to think about this for a while. I'm slow to commit to things, is part of how I go about doing business. But after thinking about it a bit, I think it's a phenomenal idea. So I'm gonna do a free demo. It's I've written here that it's going to be missing leaderboards. I'm actually probably going to put leaderboards in, and the only reason for that is that we can test the leaderboards and that things are actually working on Atari OS. And it's just for my, confidence that I'm releasing something that's going to work and I'm not going to be scrambling with a billion, day one, day two, day three patches when I finally release on Atari OS the full game because I want it to be pretty chill and pretty like things basically work and we all just have fun with it. Um, And yeah, secondly, like doing the demo is going to be great for me because yeah, it's going to validate that the leaderboards work on Atari OS. It's going to validate that the game works on Atari OS. It's going to validate that people are kind of having fun with it. And if there's some critical issue or whatever, it can be addressed. I suspect things will be pretty smooth, but I'm always just like extra careful. I just want to have a nice smooth launch here. So, if you get the demo and it doesn't work, it's not like I'm charging anyone for it. So, it's kind of a safe way to do things in my mind. Okay, next talking point. Could I do an Atari Jaguar or 7800D make with physical media? And for context, not necessarily me doing this, or it could be like me hiring someone to do this, or forming a partnership with someone who would do this. So my response to this one is I don't really have the skills to do that, and I don't have the time to learn those skills, which I probably could if I committed myself to it, but it's not on the roadmap for me. That being said, I love the idea. I have thought about this kind of stuff. I see other people making games on retro consoles. I think it's super cool. Hats off to anyone who's doing that. I think it's super neat. I would love to be part of that type of thing. So if anyone wants to do a demake, I would be super open to it. Feel free to reach out to me and let's talk about it if someone wants to do that. But for me, I can't do it myself. The balancing of maintaining a home and having a job and making games and blah blah blah. It's just I've kind of figured out how to do things in Unity, and I'm planning to stick with that for a while because it's taken me a long time to actually develop the skills to become a halfway decent Unity developer. Okay, so let's take a look at the revised roadmap. So some of these percentages are a bit off. Sorry, was rushing here a little bit. Supporting Kraz Productions with the trailer. From my end, as far as I can tell, I'm at like 80 or 90% done. I've gotten title cards and things like custom artwork made up for the trailer. I've recorded gameplay footage. I've set up a custom build for him to show off in the trailer. So I think we're all good there. And I'm actually confident we're all good there. So that shouldn't be 50%. That should be more like 90%. If he needs anything, he's top priority for the next week or two is just helping him with whatever he needs so that filming is a massive success. Filming and editing, I should say. So, release a free demo for Superstar Shooter 16. I'm calling this about 50%. I'm thinking getting options fixed up is going to be important. Getting the options fixed up, getting some better instructions in there is going to be important. I know I can actually do the process of getting the demo onto the VCS. I'm extremely confident in my ability to do that. There's some small bugs that are specific to the VCS. Again, I'm pretty confident I can fix those. So that's where that's at. Can't give a timeline on when the demo is going to come out, but my goal is to do it fairly soon. Electric fence enemy, so it's still at 0. I'm not releasing the full game without that. Okay, so detailed instructions we talked about. most of these things have been discussed already, so kind of just clearing out the things that are done. You can see we're making progress to pushing things all the way to the end here where it's all done. Okay, so plans going forward, basically releasing a demo. That's kind of the next big thing, and supporting Kraz Productions. Um, Hoping that the trailer will come out soon enough, but I don't want to put too much pressure there. It'll come when it comes, probably in August is my guess. So those are the two major things. The gameplay video that's going to come up is going to show me playing the game using the Atari Classic controller. It kind of took it out of me learning to do things with this. It's not that hard, but I wanted to do things in a very particular way, and that ended up not working out. And then I found an easier and I think better way of implementing the classic controller. So I'm quite happy with how everything turned out overall there. So I'm going to show that off so you can see the game works with the classic controller. Okay, thanks. Okay, so you're here in the Unity editor. I'm going to show the classic controller working. It's a little tricky for me to do any builds other than for the VCS right now. I've completely redone the control scheme to make it compatible with the Atari VCS. So you can see I'm pushing the button and that's making things move. Or sorry, that's confirming. So here we have the stick. We can go through menus. Okay, cool. Let's go to play. Okay, so there we go. You can see I'm twisting and the ship's moving. If I do a quick twist, boom, barrel roll. It's hard for me to do this holding my hands up to show the camera, but got the boost or your special abilities on the side button. Okay, my arms are getting sore, but you can see it's working. All right, that's going to wrap up the gameplay